Let me tell you about the guilds, the most important non-existent organizations. They're non-existent because they're illegal, because they're banned. Karen himself, before his disappearance, laid down the rule that the guilds who had usurped power and tried to topple his government would be banned forevermore. It turned out to be impossible and stupid. But a decree of this importance cannot be just simply taken back. So instead, they were tolerated. Oh, I will not tell you which guild I'm not a member of, because officially that would be stupid. But you will see. We'll see if you can guess. They're the top guilds, the ones that are essential to keeping things functioning. They're almost legal. You can get away with saying that you're part of them in most circumstances. The artificers, the pardoners, the maskers, and the usurers. Pretentious little bastards. Then they're working guilds. We do most of the work. We're not essential, but we're useful. The chanteurs, the harbingers, the oracles, the sandmen. We're tolerated. Then the criminal guilds, they defy the dictum mortem with their skills. They interfere in the realm of the living, which means that they are completely reviled except in those many, many occasions when we need them to protect a fetter or destroy the fetter of an opponent or interfere in the skinlands in ways that we're definitely not supposed to. They're the spooks, the haunters, the proctors, the puppeteers, and the monitors. And finally, there's the Mrnmani. They're the most reviled of all guilds. They have an arcanoi of manipulating memories. They can change people's memories, and all that you have is your memory. They rewrite them. They can completely transform who you are. They've been reviled and destroyed for the great crimes that they've done. But this is the thing. No one can really remember what their great crimes are. We're just pretty sure that they must have been great, right? Yep. Welcome to Stygia. But let's go through them in order of my personal preference. Yes, it is alphabetical, but it's also my personal preferences because we start with the best of all guilds, the harbingers. We master Argos, the arcanoi of travel. We move amongst the shadowlands. We move others. We are essential to not being destroyed by the tempest, to knowing where you're going. We are almost as good as the ferrymen. Ferrymen, I'll tell you more about them later, but let's focus on us. We can move ourselves, we can move other wraiths, we can move relic cars. If you have a particularly famous car that you drove off a cliff at the conclusion of a famous movie, that car was really smashed up, you will find it here. But if you want to drive it anywhere useful, you'll come to the harbingers and they'll show you how it's done for a price. Everything has a price. Then there's the pardoners. Okay, pretentious bastards, but maybe the most important there is here. They master castigate. This is how you keep your shadow under control. They can lift your sins from you or solve your mental health problems or whatever the paradigm of the season is. They will help you control the shadow that is in with you, the darkness, so that it doesn't control you, so that you can continue to function, so that your psyche goes on. They are essential. Proctors are next. Whenever you've seen ghosts on grainy YouTube videos or in stories, this is the proctors. They master embody, and they can physically appear in the skinlands. Very, very dubious, necessary people. The oracles, fatalism, they know and they change fate. I've never had too much to do with them, but don't cross them in case all this fate mumbo-jumbo just turns out to be correct. After all, the Lady of Fate, the head of the Legion of Fate, apparently she was there even before Karen herself. There's some stories that she might have been the first woman, the first death. Don't call her Eve, whatever you do. Next, the alchemists, flux. Reshaping relic material. Any material you have, any relic, any particularly beloved item or building that has been destroyed. Have you seen the ghost of Coventry Cathedral? It's been reworked by the alchemists in a wonderful way. They can do this. They also affect materials in the skinlands, in the world of the living. That's where they get more dubious and more powerful. Artificers, masters of inhabit, and another hideous thing which we will go on to next time. They can inhabit machinery and make it move and make it operate. Solicitors, intimation. They manipulate desire and can give you great experiences, connect you back with your gonads, with your hormones, with your passions. Chanteurs, keening, change emotions through performance is what they do. They're even more extreme than the solicitors who merely manipulate desire. They create emotions and change them. They can make you feel alive. And that is really worth its weight in obli. Monitors, they life webs. They understand and manipulate your links to the world of the living, your fetters. They keep you alive or encourage you to get closer to oblivion. Very dangerous people. Some of my best friends are monitors. Yes. Oh, if all your fetters are destroyed, normally you'll suck straight into oblivion. Some older wraiths who live in the Tempest and don't visit the shadowlands, they can endure. If they return to the shadowlands without fetters, they'll vanish. Let's not talk about the arcanoi. As I said, they are evil, terrible, and they did something hideous, and that's all there is to them. The maskers, they allow you to manipulate your very form. They can change you. They can make you look bigger, stronger, change your skin into armor. They can change everything physically about you. Spooks, outrage. These are all the ghosts that throw objects all around. They can move physical things in the underworld and in the world of the living. Haunters, with pandemonium, they create very weird, is the best thing to say. When the walls of a house bleed, when time passes strangely, when you walk round and round a staircase that never goes up or never goes down, a haunter is around. The Sandmen, Phantasm. They manipulate dreams and create illusions. And they can even put wraiths to sleep. Oh yeah, you don't sleep. You'll miss it. And maybe a Sandman will be generous enough to give you back your sleep and your dreams for a only moderately exorbitant price. The Puppeteers, with the skill of, can you guess it? Puppetry. That's how you control living beings. You possess them. You skin ride, as they call it. Ugly and sometimes necessary. The Ursers, usury. Here we trade and exchanged our pathos or our corpus. Pathos is the power of emotions that are keeping us going, and corpus is our bodies, our physical self that keeps us alive. We can trade them, exchange them, get them back at a later date. It's all very essential and is half of the economy of the underworld. Those are the guilds. Memorize them well, the most important non-existent organizations out there.